I'm racing 5Ks every weekend to get myself back into top tier fitness while also getting to experience different aspects of the sport of running I never got to while running at the elite level. So far, I've run 2 5Ks and won both of them in times of 17:47 and 17:10. This week, I'm racing a Parkrun and I want to smash the 17-minute barrier and keep my winning streak alive. This is my journey of becoming the local legend. Can we break 17 today? The course is not that easy. We'll talk about the course while we're on the car ride over to the event, but we have a little secret that's gonna help us run a little bit faster today that I'll tell you about in a little bit. Behind the whole image of the local legend, I do actually truly enjoy doing these local races. As you get deeper into the sport and more competitive and get to a higher level, at least in my experience and in Allie's experience, racing becomes such a burden. It becomes this very big thing that you are super nervous for, and if you're not in PR shape, you don't want to do it. Yeah, when you go out and race, like what we're doing today, like obviously it's a very local park run type thing, but at the same time, like you get to experience a day. Like you wake up a little early, you get some fun nerves. It's really like you get to experience life behind, the fourth wall, and why I'm doing this series a little bit, because I'm trying to just enjoy racing and like remember that like this sport was something that I grew up loving, not hating. Yeah, so as you guys know, from the last 2 weeks, I have been racing in my trainers because, I'm coming back from Achilles tendonitis. I don't want to wear super shoes, but instead of wearing super shoes, what I am going to be wearing is my Victory insoles in my trainers, which is absolutely perfect for today. So a little bit about the Victory insoles. They're carbon-plated insoles. It's basically bringing super shoes to regular shoes. So I've got the support of my trainer shoes, but I'm going to get a much bigger boost of performance because of the fact that they're carbon-plated. They're more bouncy. I do want to have the advantage of having a faster shoe on, but at the same time, keeping myself in a injury preventative state. So if you are interested in Victory insoles, click the link in my description below to get 20% off of your order. There it is. The Race Expo area.
Pretty big race, pretty intense, very serious.
All right, we got here a little early for the park run today, the Perigo Park Run. I'm here with the meet director, Jason. Tell me a little bit about park run here.
Yeah, so Park Run is a free community 5K held every Saturday, 9 a.m. There's about 60 of them across the United States and thousands of them around the world. And you register once for free, and then you can just show up anytime you want to at any park run, and you can walk or run or do whatever you want to. Kids, dogs, everyone's welcome to come out.
Tell me a little bit about the course.
Yeah, so you have to do a few loops around the soccer fields here, and then you go out to a trail on the back side of the property. You have to do 2 out and backs, and then back around the fields a couple times and into the finish.
So Jason's dog Piper, he had Piper race this 5K a little while ago, and tell me a little bit about how that went.
Yeah, so I chased her on my scooter and just let her run free, and she knows the course. She's ran this course probably 30 times. She ran 11 minutes 20 seconds, which was like a 3:35 average pace or something like that.
You're pretty quick. Anything to say? Jason was kind enough to warm up with me and show me part of the course, but it was finally time for the race. All right, people, the big race is about to begin. Hopefully these Victory insoles help us get the job done, but there's only one way to find out what happens.
Woohoo! Off they go.
And off we went. There was a guy that went right out of the gates quickly, which surprised me quite a bit because he didn't look that young, but I was not too concerned about him and immediately passed him back, as you guys saw right there. So the plan for today was to go out fast. There were some better runners here. Part of the reason I wanted to go to this park run is because there's actually some decent competition. In the last 2 weeks, there really hasn't been too much competition. So I wanted some other people who could potentially break 17.
They're on their first lap around the fields. They do 1.5 laps around here. Spencer's caught a little gap right now. It looks like he's moving well, to be honest. Nice work, Spence! Woo!
So I did the first 2 loops around the field very quickly just to get a big lead from the rest of the competition. but once I got out onto this bike path here, it was a really nice flat out and back that I knew was really manageable to push the pace hard. As I approached the first turnaround point, I came up on 1 mile in a whopping 5:11, and then I turned around here and I knew I had a long straight path to just go all the way out before the next turnaround point. And it was cool because I could see the competition, I could see the people behind me, I could see the camaraderie. Stopped and gave a high five to that guy right there. Shout out to you. But yeah, at this point I was out in 5:11, so I was feeling good, but at the same time hoping it wouldn't come back and bite me. I also want to say that the victory insoles definitely helped. I could just feel more springy. You can even see in my step right here that there's more pep in my step. Obviously, every week I'm going to be continuously getting fitter, but the victory insoles really were helpful during this hard effort. So about 1.5 miles into the race, I did start to hurt quite a bit. I think that the 5:11 was a little bit too fast to go out in, but that was well under 17-minute pace. Sub 17 is roughly 5:27 pace per mile, so I knew I had a big cushion after that 5:11 first mile. I knew at this point I was getting close to the turnaround point, and I finally saw it here. At this point, I was feeling a little different than the first turnaround point because it was almost 2 miles into the race, and I kind of hit this weird wall of just pain where I started to get worried that I was going to really slow down quite a bit. You can see me looking down at my watch there because I was hoping 2 miles was coming up soon. Again, I could see that there was someone mildly close to me, maybe 20 seconds behind me at this point, but I approached my second mile, looked down at my watch, and saw I just ran a 5:15 second mile. So the pace was still super hot, and I knew I just had to bring it home at this point. But right about here at about 2.3 miles, I started to really fall apart. And you can just see that I am slowing down quite a bit as I make my loops around this field once more. These field loops in the end of the race were absolutely brutal, people. I can tell you right now that it just was horrible to have to see the finish line and then have to run by it and do another loop around the field. Here's second place, who was about 35 seconds behind me at this point. I knew I had the win locked up, but here I am coming up on the finish. I was trying to kick it in as hard as I could just to try to break 17. I knew I was going to do it, but what time am I going to run, people? Let's find out. Boom, 16:40. Oh.
Woo!
There you go. Oh. Okay. 16:40. Shot. Went out there, pushed myself the whole time. Good day. Slowed down a little bit in the end. Overall, it was solid. After the race, I was able to interview some of the Parkrun locals. Yeah, so I'm with one of the finishers. What's your name?
John Leo.
John Leo. How did you find it out there today?
Oh, it's good conditions, a lot of fun, good competition. Great to see you guys out here. So
yeah, you were saying, John Leo, the course is like a sliver long.
yeah, so they measured it after the fact, and it's a little long, but they kept it because there's nice the bollards there. Keep a nice permanent landmark. So
yeah, overall, great atmosphere out there. Thanks so much, John Leo.
yeah, thank you.
All right, here with another competitor today. Jordan, how did it go for you?
It went pretty well today. I think it was technically my 5K PR according to Garmin and Strava, but the course was maybe about 50 yards or so, maybe a little bit long. So kind of depends how you count it.
Why do you go to Parkrun?
Well, I mean, this is actually how I got into running in the first place. I just wanted a way to just go and run a 5K with some supportive people, and this is a great way to just get myself motivated to get running regularly.
How long have you been doing Parkruns, Dan?
I started in 2019, August.
What's the reason you do them?
It's a motivator. It's something to train for always, right? Even if I don't have a race on the calendar, I always have Parkrun next Saturday. People ask me, are you training for something? And I go, yeah, this is what I'll do.
Yeah, it's so fun. And you were saying, what's the Parkrun I should do next?
Renton Parkrun is the fastest I've ever done. It's fast, flat, only one turnaround, out and back. It's really good.
Okay, we're gonna do Renton next week, people. Okay, guys, third race of the year for the local legend. 16:40 today out here. Everyone's saying the course is a little bit long, really like a 16:30 if anything. Super happy with it, and I think that the Victory insoles we've got here really helped us. So go check out Victory insoles. Click the link in my description below if you're interested in getting Victory insoles. I think that they helped quite a bit. And yeah, had a fun time out here. We'll be back soon.